Oh, let's try this again. Oh, so now we have fixed that problem. My silly self had the mute on. So, like I was saying earlier, today we're gonna talk about breakups. Huh? What are you talking? You know I'm still alive, but what are you saying? Okay. Um. Okay. So let's start from the top. Fuck. All right. So fuck it. We were talking about breakups. Fuck it. We're gonna talk about breakups. I was saying, thinking earlier about breakups, and they're not a bad thing. Breakups are a necessary evil. Breakups mean a lot. You know, breakups tend to have a bad rap because they hurt. Breakups, and it's true. Breakups hurt like hell. And what happens when you break up? You get guarded. You know, hold on. My bring my comments up real quick. You know, you tend to get guarded. And what happens when you guarded? It's a guard. You want to protect your heart. You want to protect everything about you. You know, but being guarded is not a bad thing. And I want to say that and put it in a different light about not it's not being a bad thing. Um, a guard is a protection. It's like it's a shield. But when I say you're not being guarded, you want to be guarded with an emotional intelligence. You want to be guarded when you're saying that I know what to look for. I want to be guarded not to be hurt by something that shouldn't have hurted me. Hurted. It's not a word. That shouldn't have affected me like that. You know, you want to say guarded is a way of saying let me reevaluate. You know, so like I mentioned in a previous statement before my technical difficulties doing silly stuff. You know, I listened to a song and the man was saying, no, he's good at goodbyes. What happens when you get good at goodbyes? That means you're guarded. But let's be guarded in a different light. Because when I break up, let's say for instance, I had multiple breakups in my life. They made me a better person. You know, when I mean made me a better person, they made me have better outlooks. They made me evaluate things differently. They made me do things differently. They made me move different. You know, like breakups bring up maturity. It was my first breakup. I handled like I handled wrong. It hurt, and I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't do anything stupid, but I didn't know how to handle it. You know, it's funny when I think about breakups like that first time. I thought about like an episode of the Cosby Show where Theo broke up with Christine, or Justine, whatever her name was, and that's why I was like, and he had no Bill Cosby had doing that stupid stuff. Well, I did stupid stuff. Um, But when you break up, it's you have to take a time to do a reset. Let's reevaluate ourselves. You know, babe, Kia did a live or did a something on Facebook just the other day when she's saying your breakup a breakup is never 100% the other person's fault. You know, that's true because when you break up, I need to reflect. Hey, Don, what's going on? You need to reflect on about what is going on with me, what I'm doing wrong, or what I need to adjust, what I need to look for. You know, so we looking at it. Breakups are good. Breakups are really good when they handled correctly. You know, the level of maturity that you start getting during or after the breakups and during those times of reflections, they make you better. Let's think about it. Those who are probably, I say 90%, but throwing numbers out there, who in a successful relationship probably went through some breakups. They say, "Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do that this time around," or let's, "Oh, I'm not going to accept this time around," or "I should know better. I should knew better. Let's not let's get it different this time around." You know, breakups are good. You know, right? So Kia says breakups are a good way to learn and to do better and choose better. At least it did for her, right? Because let's think about it. In my previous relationships, I didn't do my responsibility as a man or a mate, and I say 80% of my previous 80% of my relationships. For my first relationship, I probably did 20%. The next one I probably did 30% what I'm supposed to do. I had to build upon it. In my current one, I know I'm not doing 100%, but I'm doing way better than all my previous. You know, and I'm looking at I know I still got ways to go, but those don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to break up now, but those it's all because those previous experiences I of breaking up with other women. Either getting dumped or being dumped, same thing, or doing the dumping allowed me to progress. You know, let's think about it. When you have that moment when you break up and you're hurting, yeah, you ain't think about this, you ain't think about that. You just hurting. You know, you might be trying to you might be developing that guard, that bad guard, or trying to isolate your heart from everybody. But once you come out them stages, you know, like we often say on this channel, like when you heal or you start your healing process, you end up reflecting like, okay, instead of me focusing on what the other person might have did wrong, what was I doing? You know, right? Or being resentful. What was I doing? So let's think about it. When you have a breakup, you get the point where it's like, I can't do this no more. I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with nobody. Like you're saying, that resentfulness start coming in, and you can't focus on to progression to get the lessons. You know how often people say L's don't mean losses, they mean lessons. We have to get those lessons. And that's what I'm saying. We gotta get the lessons out of breakups. Another thing about a breakup is, guess what? Sometimes they just wasn't your person. So allowing that breakup happening is putting you step closer to the person you're supposed to be with. You know, or even sometimes we forget even a breakup might be necessary for the other person that you broke up with to get close to the person they were supposed to be with. But you was getting each other ready for the person you was supposed to be with. You enjoyed the time that you had with that person. Don't relish on the or think about all the bad stuff that happened. For you to be in a relationship you had good times. Think about the good times you had. You know, what made you want to even enter a relationship with that person? So Don says that the breakup can be a sign it wasn't meant to be. Exactly. It just wasn't meant to be. That's the simplest way to put it. Yo, we just wasn't meant to be. In the ideal world, if we break up, we could still be friends, or at least mutually respectful, or be cordial. That's the adult thing to be. Hey, Cassandra, how you doing? You know, but I when I was thinking about breakups the other day, I'm appreciate several of my breakups. Now I look at and laugh at some of them. You know, I remember one breakup. Y'all can laugh at this one. A brother was out there begging for her to come back. I had one breakup where it hurt so bad, I called my mother at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I never do that because I'm a closed off person. I'm mostly a closed off person. For me to call my mom at 2 o'clock in the morning, I was hurt. And when she answered, before I started explaining to her, I was like, "What you doing up at 2 o'clock in the morning, ma?" Her ass coming from the casino. But man, so that was a good thing. At least I ain't wake her. But you say I ended up getting back with that person again. And obviously we broke up again. But when I broke up again this time, it didn't hurt as bad. Every time you get back with somebody and you break up again, it tends not to hurt as much. Now I don't know that for everybody, but it was for me. I'm like, yeah, we broke up. Oh well, let's keep it. I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna try. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think the bad thing was if you keep making up and breaking up, making up and breaking up with the same person, there's some issues that might need to be addressed. Babe said, kid said, balled up, hurt man. Been over there, over there, a damn fool. Don says breakups can't have you riding by someone's house at 2 a.m. Boy, we ain't gonna do all that. You know, I I have been fortunate enough to been in breakups where that was the other person was not. in a I'm gonna be real about it. It's data firm the real. When the other one wasn't that crazy, I had to worry about my physical possessions, aka car, windows, things like that. You know, but that's because breakups hurt, and when you're not mature enough to handle breakups in the proper fashion. Sometimes it ends up being a lash out. Right. So Kia says she says a valid point. Just get the lessons and become a better quit for to choose better. Exactly. That's the point. What were the flags that say, "Yo, this is not the relationship for me, or this is not the place for me," you know? Or what was the indication says I am not putting my all in this relationship? What was the signs that said the other person not putting their all in this relationship? What was the indicator saying we're not meant to be? You know, those are the things that we should look for in the next relationship. That hey, this wasn't right here because of, and that's another thing. We have to look at the because of, not hey, this wasn't right. That's a complete sentence. This wasn't right because blah blah blah. This led to this? Well, I did this, which led to da breakup. And guess what? This is like a lot of things in life. Breakups can lead to us evolving, becoming a better version of ourselves. You know, if you don't experience hurt, you can't experience growth. And I'm gonna say it again: if you haven't experienced hurt, you haven't experienced growth. You know, you know. Kia says that's why journaling is a good. Oh, I tell you what, I'm the producer. Why am I? I don't have to read everything. I can actually bring some of those things up across. And Kia says that's why journaling is a good thing. I got to see the mistakes of myself and the other person, and it led me to making different decisions, and holding myself accountable. Exactly, the accountability factor. Like she said the other day, it's never 100% the other person's fault. You know, when you grow from that hurt, it's a reset. You know, think about a computer. You ever have a computer that starts running slow, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna turn it off real quick, let it reboot, and you turn it back on, it runs fine, and it's just as fast like it was the day you bought it before you put all the programs on. A breakup could be that reboot. So Don says I wrote poetry in a way to deal with those breakups of the past while reflecting on the future. Right on. That was your mechanism. In my eyes, your poetry was the trigger for your growth. Where you may do poetry and she may journal. You know, I may sit and just like think and reflect and let my imagination go. You know, a lot of people have different things they do, you know, to grow or to evolve, to reset. People may just like, hey, I'm just gonna pull away from the world for a few days and clear my mind. You know, like I may just me, I'll just sit back. I'm not doing anything for a couple days, watch TV. I just reset. I don't want to think about nothing. You know, I go in la la land and daydream, and I started to reset. I started to shed that bad taste out my mouth. You know, breakups is not necessarily bad. Like I was saying, when you break up, you want to reset, evolve, learn, but do not repeat. And that's when I think we start having the issues. It's the repeat of the mistakes we made. Now we're gonna make mistakes and we may backslide a little bit. But when you keep making the same mistake over and over and over and over, you'll never have a successful place that you're looking to be. You know, exactly. Repeat the same old stuff. But with that being said, maybe it may be your single season. Hey, I just I just want to be single right now. I just need to be single right now. I don't have to be in a relationship at this moment. I just need to be by myself, enjoy doing me. And maybe I wasn't able to do that when I was in a relationship. Maybe that's the reason why I wasn't giving my all to the relationship, because it was my time to be single, and I was the culprit in this breakup. Okay, so Don said he got a question. Let me see what we got. Hold on, let me bring it up on the screen. It says, question for the moderator: is a breakup the final straw or a timeout moment to ensure the person's for you? That's a good question. For one, I'm gonna say one thing. There is no absolute rule in life when it comes to relationships. The only absolute I can think of in life right now is I gotta breathe to live. So it should it be the final straw? This is where you have to actually evolve. This is where you actually have to look at it. I want everybody to answer this question too. So before I start talking about it, the question on the screen is breaking up the final straw or a timeout to ensure the person is for you? So I want everybody to answer. Everybody throw your answers out there. All right. Breaking up is the final straw. So I'm going to say no. And I'm going to say no because with the asterisks on it, is breaking up So breaking up is a dangerous thing. So no, when you break up, it should be an understanding that way because you weren't sure it's right. You just so I'm gonna say no because with the understanding that the person you talking to is like, hey, we we're not we at a crossroads, and I think we should go just see if we're better with away from each other. But if you the breakup it has the red flags, you may want to run because sometimes a person can be confused. You're just not sure, and you have to reset and evaluate. But the problem with that is you can't say, "Hey, wait for me." Can't you can't? That's to me that's wrong. You can't say, "Hey, wait for me," while I decide what I'm gonna do. That's not fair because because if you're not right for that person or y'all not right for each other, how's it right to hold the other person back and find out who is seeking the person who is because you're not sure or one person's not sure. So let's see what some of these answers are. All right. So it says one of them says it can be both. It can be both. Depends on the person and the situation. Yeah, it exactly can. Okay. Let's see what another one is. Hold on, bring up some more. It depends on what caused the breakups. Caused the breakup was. Yeah. Well, if I was saying if it was a mutual thing and you telling this person, I'm just not sure where I'm at, and maybe we can circle back around. I can see that. But like I said, you can't say wait for me. You're not going off to war or you're not an astronaut going in space. It's not right to say wait for me because you don't know what the hell you want to do. And he says those red flags. All right, so but yeah, I like that. That's good. You know, but let's talk about let's go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk about that a second. In a situation like that, and you're pulling away, and you don't know if it's a final straw or not. Well, it's not the final straw, but you just want to see what's going on with yourself. Guess what? You got to evolve. Um, honestly, now I want to look at it from another angle. It just hit me. If my lady came to me and said, "Hey, I just want to take a break for a while. 'Cause I don't know where I'm at right now." I would have like to say, "Okay, I respect that because I know who she is." Now, I'll probably be hurt. No, I'm not probably. I would be hurt. Now I get to wondering what's going on. What did I do? I once again have to reflect. And with that being said, me, I would probably wait for her. But she would. I don't think she would ask me to wait, but I would wait for her. That's because I know my level of love for her. But at the same time, I would think how long can I wait? How long can I wait? After I thought about it, evaluated, like you said, it's gonna hurt, so I still have to heal again. Then she also says, kid says, hold on. You bring that one up. This is another good one. She says, certain things you might struggle coming back from. Cheating, lying, their trust is big ones. So, all right. Now, if you're going back to the original question, if we're breaking up due to those red flags like cheating, lying, those 90% of the time, that probably could be, I'm no, let's be honest. 80% of the time, let's be even more honest. 75% of the time, that could be a reason, yeah, that could be the final straw. Because a lot of relationships have forgiven cheating once and still been successful. But this also depends on the level or the mental, I won't say level, I want to say how the people in the relationship think and their mindset on that situation. And she says because the trust could be gone. Yeah. One of the hardest things in life to get back is trust. You know, you can get a lot of things back in life. You can get your figure back in life. You can get a repo card back in life. Easier you can trust. And when you break up, when you break up and you trying to go back with a person with, there's a trust factor or a imagination factor that happens. And I know for me, I'm gonna speak for me because the only person I can speak for. If I go get back with somebody, when I got back with somebody, and I go say when, but when I got back with somebody before, you know, it was always in my mind that hey, or at least for a good time, who she was with, who she slept with, you know, and when she slept with them, what all they did. But those are, and so when you get back with somebody, those are some obstacles that you got to deal with. Yeah. So Kia said, saying mistrust period can be an issue. Yeah, it really is. It's hard. It's really hard to get back from get earn back trust. What's going on?
I ain't talking about in cheating. I'm talking about just having mistrust for your partner
Oh,
can be an issue.
oh. So I
You
be.
keep talking about cheating.
Oh yeah. So she had to come in and tell me clarify some things. She talking about not mistrusting cheating, but trusting your partner. I thought I was saying that, but I get a little off. Whoopsie. All right, let's get back on topic. So the topic was breaking up. We want to progress from the breakup in a positive way. Basically, you hurt, heal, learn, move on. You know, find who you are, what you do, what makes you, improve you to be a better you for that better person. I won't say a better person for the other person. I've been fortunate in my life. After 40 something years, I found me a great one. We are, and a lot of times we tell each other, I won't say a lot, but we tell each other sometimes. If we met each other a few years before, prior to when we met, we may not have worked. But because we had to go, we had to, we had to hurt to grow. You know, as exceptional as I was, I had to hurt to be more exceptional. Hmm. She said, "What took you so long?" Hmm, hmm, hmm. The other woman, what she said, "What took me so long?" The other woman, you know, she was waiting on me. Well, we had to get the other woman out the way first, and I had to grow and be more exceptional for you, baby. Um, all I'm saying is, don't let we don't give breakups a bad rap all the time. You know how they often say it's a necessary evil? It's not necessary evil. It's a necessary growth. I want to grow to be a better person, to be the best person for the person I'm going to be with, made to be with, destined to be with, choose to be with, all that with. You know. And on a side note, everybody, I'm closing this topic out and I'm transitioning. We're coming to the end of necessary growth. Right on. We're coming to the end of 2023. You know, Data Friend and Real been riding for a couple of years now, and pretty soon we're about to go on the winter break. And I want to appreciate everybody who rides with us, who helps us, help each other, who keeps showing up. He keeps spreading the knowledge, spreading whatever we do. I appreciate that. You know, keep shooting out the topics for us. I'm probably going to do maybe one more for 2023. But I just want to say thank you. This this is kind of this is actually not kind of this is fun. You know, and a lot of you seen my progression even in front of this camera. A lot of you know me. Most of you know me personally, and most of you and those who know me, I don't like being on camera. I often joke say I'm too fine to be digitized, but me talking to you, coming out this shell, it's part of my life, and I love it now. At the end of the day, y'all help me grow. Y'all help me reset. Y'all help me evolve. And I just want to say thank you, and I'll see y'all in the future. Good night.